Hey everybody. So, Jonathan Myers here. We're here to talk about some prospecting and closing, per usual. So, one topic of conversation we need to talk about today is when you are closing, what kind of tonality do you have? And how aggressive or non aggressive should you be? And what exactly should you focus on? What's going to help drive the sale and what's going to help push you forward to securing the deal? Well, first and foremost, what I want to cover is, again, something I mentioned previously in one of the other episodes, is this is not about boiler room tactics or even just car salesman tactics where you're constantly pushing for the close. You're not arm wrestling, okay? From the very get go, and this is what most people, I'm not going to say most, okay? This is what a lot of salespeople don't do. They don't focus on building that rapport, building that relationship. And some of the ones that do, if they do focus on it, they're not focusing on the importance of trust. And what I mean by that is they're not focusing on the specificalities of a direction. Okay, they're just kind of winging it, or they're going out there asking, "How's the weather? How's your day?" "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How's this going? Or how's that going?" Okay, look, you don't want to do that. So you can build trust by directing the sale still, and talking specifically about business and how business is affecting their personal life. That's what you want to focus on. Don't focus on the weather. Don't focus on the dog unless that's like something true and key to their heart. And you'll know what's important to them if you did research prior to the call. This is about prospecting in itself. This is 100% prospecting from the get go. Do your research. Learn what they like. Learn what they love to do. Learn just everything that drives them, what makes them tick. Find something that they're passionate about by looking at their post. Go on Facebook. Go on LinkedIn. Maybe a previous conversation you had with them, they mentioned something. It doesn't take long. It can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I always recommend doing longer because the more you know, the better. It's like sharpening your knife or your axe before chopping down a tree. If you only sharpen it for like 5 minutes, you're not going to be able to handle a lot. But if you spend some time sharpening that axe right before chopping down a big tree, man, you will be able to demolish that thing. Same concept. Probably a terrible analogy, but you know what? You get the point. Um, so find some information about them. Learn about who it is you're talking to and build that conversation up about their business and the relation of whatever that topic may be. An example, I saw your company was doing, had a great pitch on how you view marketing in itself. The ideology was amazing. You were comparing it to firing small cannonballs versus firing your one big target, your one big cannonball. Okay, and the way this was actually referenced in the article, and it's actually a real article I read. What they did was they were talking about how one small cannonball is not going to do much damage, but you have more of those small cannonballs than you do the large ones, right? Okay. So, if you want to do more damage to a ship and you fire your large cannonball first and you miss, well, you're SOL, you're out of luck. Because now you got to depend on these tiny little cannonballs that aren't going to do much damage at all. So, the way this article went is they started by firing all these small cannonballs until they hit their ideal target, till they hit the target spot on where they wanted. And once they figured out the exact targeting, they then loaded up the big cannonball and took out that ship. All right? Little small comparison. And I brought this conversation up in an exact call, and they were just throwing about how I was able to reference it. It got them talking. Like, yeah, exactly. You know what? And that's what people need to see. And they just started just opening up. All right, so this is what you want to do. It could be anything in the world that they post about because it's going to relate to business somehow for them because that's what's important to them. And you can use that as you're getting the conversation going, using that to build trust. And if you're focusing on building that trust, as the conversation furthers, when you get into talking about what they have to offer, talking about what their problems are, talking about what their challenges are, that trust is already going to be there. And they're going to start opening up with these challenges, what their issues are. And then you can actually consult on them and talk to them. At this point, that's going to make you their professional advisor, not just a salesperson. You continue that conversation, finding out what these things are. And when they mention something like, as a prime example, oh, it's been rough, man. We lost half our revenue because we lost two big clients. Okay, you know what? That's great information, actually. All right. But if that's all you don't know where to go with that. So dig into that. Okay, so you'd be like, empathize with them. Like, sorry to hear that, man. I understand that's got to be rough. Specifically, though, how much exactly did you end up losing when you said you lost half your revenue? In dollar amounts, how much is that? Let them open up to you. Let them tell you. All right. And once you're digging in these questions, you're furthering along that process, building up this professional advisory look. Okay. And so by the time you're getting to the close, after you already disqualified them and everything like that, or gone through the disqualification questions, by the time you get to the close, you'll have all these things. And then you can ask them cold, point blank. So what I'm seeing here, you want to resolve X, Y, Z. But it seems that you have these issues here, A, B, C. Is that correct, or am I missing something? And they'll tell you yes or no. Oh yeah, that's actually very true. And at that point, okay, now I see you're wanting to do something about this now. But exactly how committed are you to making the change? You asked that question and helping you with closing on that call. That question alone, you already have everything built up. You already have all the emotional drivers. You have the trust factor. You have the challenges. You have, at this point, a solution for them to help them get past these challenges. When you focus on all of this entire conversation started from trying to build that trust. And when you don't try to start from building trust, none of the following is going to happen. You might be able to find a few challenges here and there. You might be able to, establish some sort of rapport. But without trust, people ultimately do not buy from people they don't trust. You have to keep that in mind. Always focus on the trust. You don't need to be arm wrestling with them. Again, boiler room tactics, trying to fight them every second. Redirect them, clarify what they mean. Ask them. If you don't understand something they've said, ask them. They will respect you a lot more and trust you a lot more when you even admit that, hey, I don't understand exactly what you're saying. Do you mind clarifying this for me? But be specific. Don't just say this, okay? Let's say they're talking about, like the revenue, for instance. Like, okay, I understand that you say you lost half your revenue, but help me understand this more specifically. How much in dollar amounts did you lose from that? Be specific. When you do this, so many more questions will get answered and so much more will open up because it'll allow you to open up more to be able to help them more. And in the end, that's what matters. As much as you can help them, that's what will push them ultimately to coming to you, signing a contract with you, and moving forward with you. Be that professional advisor. Be that consultant. Don't be just a salesperson. And you will close a lot more than if you're just there to make a sale. We can focus more on some other stuff about the aggression and passiveness of closing. There is no one size fits all, okay? Understand that from the very get-go. You can be very passive depending who you're talking to. It depends on the niche you're talking to, or you can be more aggressive. And it also depends on the perspective of a person. What's their character like? Are they more of the aggressive kind that likes to talk to other alpha people? Are they passive? If they're passive, you don't want to come after them aggressively. Like, you want to match their tone, mirror their tone. If you do that, you will solve way more issues that they're experiencing. And doing that and matching their tone, matching their tonality, you will then be able to get more out of them and essentially close more deals because they're going to understand that you understand them. So we can go into a whole other subject for that. I think that'll be on another podcast because it's a huge, huge topic. But for now, focus on building that trust. Focus on matching that tonality. If you notice they're talking fast and you notice they're excited, be excited with them. If you notice they're very passive, they're very calm, they're very collected, super quiet, super monotone, talk to them nice and soft. Approach them nice and soft. Be very stern in regards to, not stern, but be very confident in how you talk. So Jonathan Myers here again. If you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook, The Jonathan Myers, Facebook.com, obviously. Everybody knows where Facebook's at, right? Mm-hmm. I have a Twitter account I don't really use. I post on there. I should really check it. It's terrible. But anyways, that is Grit Rebel, GRITREB as in boy, EL. You can also find me on Instagram, Jonathan, JONATHAN underscore Myers, MEYERS underscore ROE6, the number. Uh, and you also find me on LinkedIn, Jonathan Myers HTC. So find me anywhere on there. Connect with me. Talk to me. Whatever you want to do. Have any questions, hit me up. I have a YouTube channel too. I'll put the link somewhere. I don't even know what my link is to that. But anyways, if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me on those platforms. You'll find me there. And till next time, we'll be doing this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So look forward and look out to that. I look forward to talking to everybody and teaching what I know and sharing to you my experiences and also other experiences. I'm going to be bringing people on as well to interview on this. I have a couple people in mind that would just be awesome to talk to. So till then, everybody have a great day.